Hello everyone. So how's that new COD video? Good, I hope. Yeah, this video here is something that I came up with a while ago. I probably should have done it for Halloween. That would have been a good time to do it, but you know, the COD video came out today at the time of recording, so it's fine to do this here. Basically, in the COD timeline episode of Line Through Time, I mentioned that basically it's kind of I kind of can't do the zombies mode and stuff like that with the rest of the series because there's too much stuff there. It's far too complicated. So basically, I figured I will do that eventually as a proper episode of zombies and all those modes. But for now, I figure it could be kind of funny to have me try and explain the COD zombie storyline as I understand it from what I've played from the older ones. Because I've not played any of the Black Ops 3 stuff, I don't think. Maybe like one map. So it's me trying to explain it as I understand it from second-hand knowledge from other sources. That's what I'm going to try and do here. And I'm also going to try and keep the mirror behind me blocked because the light is going to reflect off it and it's pretty bad. You know, so there's not going to be much visually interested in this video. So, you know, put it off to the side, do other stuff, just listen to this. So, here's me trying to explain Call of Duty Zombies from memory. So it started with World at War, where you had this one zombies map, just one that was in the game. And you just play as 1 to 4 American soldiers fighting off the zombies. It wasn't really any story. But that was popular, so they did a DLC map, and that was basically the same. Then for the second DLC map, they decided, oh, we could actually do something more interesting here. And so they introduced 4 characters. You have an American soldier named Dempsey. You have a German named Richtofen. A Russian named Nikolai, because it is always Nikolai. And a Japanese guy whose name escapes me. He's the least interesting of them. Fucking hell. So that's the 4 characters. As I understand it, the idea is that Dempsey's supposed to be one of the soldiers who was in the first 2 maps, and then eventually met up with these guys and they'll have to work together. And that carried on for the other DLC maps for World at War, and then you get to Black Ops. So Black Ops it continues the story of those characters, but it also introduces some more characters. It has one where you play as friggin' JFK, Richard Nixon, Robert McNamara, and Fidel Castro. And that's a fucking brilliant one. It's the best content they've done. I think Call of the Dead was in Black Ops as well. The one with like Robert Englund and Sarah Michelle Gellar and all that, and fucking George Romero was a zombie. I think that was Black Ops 1. But like the story of the characters from the characters from World at War carried over into this with a few maps. And it's basically just them going around trying to, I guess, find the cause of the zombie outbreak. Although Richtofen actually knows a bit about it because being a Nazi, of course, he's one of the scientists who worked on the zombie plague to begin with. And I think we're really starting to get answers in Black Ops 2 zombies maps. Because Black Ops 2 as well, it also had this one called Transit, which is a bunch of smaller areas connected by bus, and there's 4 new characters. And they star in the Black Ops Zombies comic. But they're not all that interesting, honestly. And then you've still got the original characters still going around. You've still got the odd one like Mob of the Dead and stuff like that, where it's about new characters that no one cares about. But really, you just want to keep seeing these 4 main zombies characters because they're the best ones. And like, so basically, the idea is that the announcer in Zombies is this girl named Samantha Maxis, whose father worked with Richtofen on the zombie plague. And I think like Richtofen betrayed Maxis and killed him. And then Samantha, she got infected, I think, and then ended up becoming some kind of ethereal voice. And then in the Moon map, which I think was the last one they did for Black Ops 2, maybe in Black Ops 1, I'm not sure, I think it was Black Ops 2, Richtofen ends up, his soul gets taken out of his body, and Samantha takes over it, and he ends up in this other, he ends up basically becoming the voice in the ether. No, this was in Black Ops 1, and then by the time of Transit, Richtofen is the voice in the ether, but somehow gets his body back eventually. But like the last map for Black Ops 2 has Samantha playing with toys of the characters, implying that all this stuff was just a figment of her imagination. But like, they retcon that out later because you can't just end the story there. But I guess maybe the plan was Black Ops 2 is the end of the trilogy that started with World at War, and so it made sense to do the same with zombies. But I think Black Ops 2 also had a map called Origins, which is about the main 4 characters in World War One. And it's like they knew each other back then. It's like then it's like no, they didn't know each other back then. This is an alternate timeline version of these characters who met during World War One, and the two versions of the characters end up coming into conflict with one another. I'm not sure the full extent of how much they interact. Don't know if they fight or anything, but I think they're opposing forces, and it gets to a point where, for some reason, the World War One versions of the characters have to team up with World War Two Richthofen, because World War Two Richthofen knows where World War One Richthofen has been captured somewhere, and so he leads them to him. And as soon as he releases World War One Richthofen, World War One Richthofen shoots World War Two Richthofen in the face and kills him. I'm not sure how he got his body back, World War Two Richthofen, really. I'm sure that was explained somewhere. And so now the World War One characters are reunited, and I don't know what their goal is. I guess there's some mad shit going on with like other realities and stuff that they have to try and stop. But it's not even just, it doesn't even just end there, because even leaving out like exo zombies from Black Ops 3, which branches off from the main Black Ops timeline at a certain point, and leaving aside stuff like Extinction and World War II's Nazi zombies mode, like there's also stuff like there was a zombies game for iOS in which Richthofen appears to give the player a tutorial. Is the World War II version of Richthofen. He's the one who gives a tutorial and then turns into a zombie and has to be killed. Obviously, that's not what happens to World War II Richthofen from the main games, so this is a completely separate thing. And I think there's zombies modes in like Black Ops on the DS, and maybe Black Ops Declassified might have had zombies mode. So they have like their own maps and characters, I think, which may or may not be part of the same continuity. And I don't know how the Transit crew tie into the others. Like, are they part of the same universe as the World War One characters, the World War Two characters, or a completely separate universe? I'm not really sure. I'm sure there's answers somewhere, but God, this is insane. and so if you, while I'm missing a lot of the answers, if you've watched the main episode and we're thinking, what's so crazy about this side mode about Nazi zombies? Now you know. This is how fucked up and weird this shit gets. That's my best attempt to explain, isn't it? I'm going to do an episode on Black Ops Zombies and stuff like that at some point. I am struggling with the question, though. See, with with COD World War II coming out today, yeah, the title's pretty similar. With COD World War II coming out today, with its own Nazi Zombies mode, presumably it will also have new DLC maps in the map packs, and they're going to be releasing over the course of the next year, right? And so what game comes out next year? Oh, the next Treyarch game. Could be Black Ops 4, could be something new. Whatever it is, it's probably going to have zombies in it. And so I'm just sat here thinking, so zombies will continue on. So should I cover this before World War II starts getting its map packs? Should I cover it after it's gotten all of its map packs? Or should I wait until after Black Ops 3 has gotten all of its map packs about 2 years from now? I don't know what to do. I'm just struggling because I want to make sure it covers everything. And like, I guess it would probably make sense to do it after World War II zombies maps and say, well, this is where we're up to in preparation for Black Ops 3, and then cover Black Ops 3 later. I don't know. Help. Please help me. I legitimately am starting to lose it here. Because, like, COD Zombies is so insane. And, like, and I've been told that the tie-ins with the Nova 6 and Element 115 that appear in the Modern Warfare timeline through Call of Duty Online apparently could match all the zombie stuff. It could work with that. And then there's also the question of, well, do I include the Call of Duty Online live-action trailer where Chris Evans shows up to help out a bunch of Chinese players, and then all the zombies and monsters show up? Like, is that part of it too? Do I count that? I mean, the CGI trailers for the map packs are canonical, I think. I'm pretty sure World War One Richtofen shooting World War Two Richtofen in the face is canonical. Actually, does World War Two Richtofen's body appear in that room in the actual map? Can you get there and find his corpse? I hope so. I hope that's a thing, because that would be great. Oh god, where does fucking Nuketown Zombies fit in? And how does that relate to the other versions of Nuketown? See, you see why I have the problem here? Oh god. And let's not forget, of course, the most important thing about COD is that COD World War II has loot boxes that drop from the sky, and sometimes you'll be given a daily objective, which is watch another player open a loot box. I went to bat for you motherfuckers! What the fuck?